Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so back on the North Hollywood side of town after having a pretty good day over in Hollywood. Once again, walking around, trying to get some exercise. Found myself pretty damn exhausted today for no real reason, to be honest with you. Natural fatigue, I don't know. But try to walk that off and hopefully feel good enough to do my hundreds when I get in the house, you know, routining it. But yeah, man. Nothing at all special. Nothing at all special. Just been enjoying fresh air, you know. Don't take these things for granted. Hollywood was pretty packed because, of course, today's a national holiday, Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. You know, I posted Martin Luther King with his middle finger up on my Instagram because I resent the notion, and that's what I was saying in my last video. I resent the notion of what he's supposed to represent. I really do. It's not to say that he represented anything less than equality, but what those who want to put him in a position to celebrate him often want us black folks to think in regards to following him. It ain't what he stood for. It's more so just a letting them slide on all their stuff, whatever it may be. And that ain't at all what I stand for. I stand for standing up against whatever it is that otherwise is coming at you, defending yourself against it, whether it be verbally or anything else that would be illegal, so that you don't find yourself hurting yourself in the process of trying to defend yourself. But make no mistake about it, it is not the excusing of treating people poorly or the excusing of systematic racism and letting it slide and just having a passive way of working at it, around it or against it. You got to fight evil, you know what I mean? And if it's coming at you aggressively, then you being passive in response to it is only going to let it off the hook. It ain't going to put it in a position to be held accountable. You got to come at it strong, just as it comes at you strong. And a lot of times, the same people who are telling us to turn the other cheek are pulling out two guns. And I don't find myself confused by that at all. So that's why I say I resent the notion of what he's supposed to represent, because I know that's what they want us to believe. But never forget, they killed that man. They shot him down. And that's what it really comes down to. It ain't about whether or not he was effective in making us come together. It was about whether or not they tried to silence him and then try to pervert his message to make it sound like we're supposed to be quiet as they come at us a certain way. No. Or are we supposed to just turn the other cheek and let them continue to do whatever? No, none of that. None of that. So that's why I think myself and maybe some others look at the Martin Luther King Day and say, I know y'all trying to pervert that man message. I know a lot of y'all who want us to just sit back and let y'all do whatever the hell y'all want to do to us, or the first thing y'all want to throw in our face is him. I know that. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't slick. If you ain't gonna practice what it is that you saying we should practice, then don't expect for us to practice it. Especially when I look over here at what's going on in 2023. And see all that nonsense that's going on in Gaza, see all that nonsense that's going on all over the world in various different places where people are being just slaughtered just for the color and the content of their skin. And the same people who are throwing Martin Luther King up in our face today are the ones funding that, co-signing that, nodding their head at that and turning the other cheek on that while it's happening. And it's disgusting to me. Many people are still caught up in the idea that one political side is better than the other and vice versa, but they both are sitting by idly while what's going on in Palestine is taking place. So I'd imagine they're sitting by idly amongst other things as well. And so I just won't co-sign that. I won't sit here and act like I'm cool with that. That party system is bogus. It's bogus. It's been bogus. Democrats, Republican, two hands, same body. And at the end of the day, it don't mean us no good, black folks. I'm telling y'all, I grew up a Democrat. My mom was a Democrat, and I've watched the Democrats sit silent, help fund. I've watched a Democratic president fund thousands of children's deaths and act like it ain't happening. Okay, let's just be honest. This is what I'm seeing right now. While y'all sitting up here saying, "Oh, we vote Democrat," no, we don't vote either, because they both are friends with Israel, and Israel's killing children at night. None of that is okay. And no matter how they try to make it look like it's not this or not that or whatever the hell it is, that both parties in an agreement that this should be how we handle these terrorists. And I'm sorry, I'm not rolling. Just because y'all been keeping a wool over people's eyes and keeping them separated and all this other stuff does not mean that going forward, anybody who's actually paying attention is not able to put two and two together. Democrats, Republicans, same damn demon. And I want people to understand, I believe that wholeheartedly. Same damn demon. Because at the end of the day, they're both sitting there allowing our tax money to go over there to Israel so they can continue to bomb people and destroy children at night. Like, we're not supposed to view that as children. Like, we're supposed to see that some any other way. Well, you know, if we move the numbers this way, then it's okay that they do that. No, it's not. It's not. It's morally bankrupt and utterly disgusting that I have to look at my phone for 102 straight days and see the same terrible acts while my country's acting like it's not happening. And social media and various different platforms that I used to use my voice trying to silence people who have something to say about this, if they have any sort of following whatsoever. Democrats are in power while this is happening. They are in power. The ones that's supposed to be for us, they're in power while people of color are being ripped away from their family. 70, 80 people killed from the same damn family. And they want to sit up here and say Happy Martin Luther King Day. Are you crazy? You think I'm supposed to be silent and be cool with that? I'm not supposed to put two and two together because I'm so warped up in the idea that my flag waves for me? Forget about that flag. If that flag can't protect children all over the world and you got the money and means of doing so, but instead you want to use that money to fund who wants to kill those children off of reasons that don't make any sense whatsoever to anybody that has any sense whatsoever, do not expect for me to say, well, at least we're safe. But for how long? That's the question. But for how long? If I want to sit back and just say I'm comfortable under the flag, and when I got the whole damn world mad at me because I'm not saying enough about this, or because I'm sitting behind a political cloak that makes it seem as if I'm being irresponsible for speaking about this, how long am I supposed to believe I'm going to be safe? How many generations forward will it be before they find a way to get to us? Happy Martin Luther King Day. Free Palestine. That's literally the only thing anybody in America should be saying, because it's the only thing that's going to save you is your presence being seen by those who don't think you exist. That's the only thing going to save your backside, America, whether you know it or not. Because your country and your government does not have your back. They never have, and they're proving that when we sit up here and say ceasefire and they refuse to. But they will take your tax dollars and give it to the people who are killing those people. They'll do that. And then sit back and act like they don't know what happened. Why do these people hate us? They hate you because you're a terrorist and you destroyed families, wiping entire last names off the damn map. That's why. And we could look at Israel and say, oh, Israel's the culprit. But they ain't doing half of this crap without our money. They don't get to pull this off without our backing. So I'm telling you, the only thing that's going to keep us going is people stepping up and saying, yo, I see this happening. Maybe it doesn't benefit me to tell anybody because I might lose my job. I might have a couple Zionists want to take something from me. But at the end of the day, they're about to lose every damn thing. And they could care less because that's exactly what this action does. And they're smart enough to know it. They know exactly what happens when they do this. And they're doing it anyway. And warring with the Lord. That's all that is, man. While most of y'all don't even believe in him, they're warring with him. That's the part that makes it so damn cold. So many people say, oh, well, I don't believe in God. There is no God. And the people who are in charge are literally warring with him. Killing children, doing everything they can to throw their finger up at God, man. Slaughtering people, wiping out people's whole last names, like I said, for no other reason than they're from over there and they worship God, and you don't like that because you can't have them, you can't have their spirit. So you want to break their spirit because you can't have them warped up in your propaganda nonsense and your celebrity worship and all types of deviousness that you can't stop these people. They're going forward regardless. So what you do want to wipe them out because you can't destroy them. mentally and spiritually. But God is sufficient. Good day, friend. So that's really what it is, man. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. The people they tell us are terrorists are not the terrorists. It's the people telling you they are terrorists that are terrorists. And they've been that way, and the proof has been how they treated my people, how they treated brown people, how they treated Native people, the proof is in the actions. We always love to say, yo, actions speak louder than words, but not as it pertains to the representatives of this country. Their words speak louder than their actions when we start considering if we should trust them or not. They ain't already showed you a million different ways that you can't trust these people over 400, 500 years. And now we want to act surprised when they acting like they don't see what's going on as they fund it. It's what they do. They've been terrorists since the beginning. 1716, they stole people, stole land, brought those stolen people to the stolen land, forced them by way of every sick measure possible to do the work to build the land, and then took credit for the land and sung songs about it. And you want me to sit up here and say happy Martin Luther King Day? That's what he was fighting against. He wasn't trying to get us to turn the other cheek. He was trying to be effective in stopping these people, and nothing seemed to work. And now I look up and they wiping out almost a whole country of people. The number's at 30,000. You think they're gonna stop at 30,000? They want to wipe them people out 30 million. They want to take over that whole freaking whole area. And do their little butt dance where they sway back and forth. Whether they praying or making fun of somebody, it's always a butt dance they doing. That's what I call it. Engaging in nothing but folly, and they call themselves chosen people. How you chosen people when you engage in the very thing the Lord told us not to? The first thing y'all do when y'all take something over is make fun, appropriate culture, get in there and act like you should, like it's funny that you've done this. You're folly. The very thing that the Lord tells us in the Bible to stay away from, because it's foolishness, is the engagement of actions after these people continue to do what it is that otherwise they should be shunned for doing in the first damn place. Terrorizing people, taking their homes, making them look like they crazy when they moving Zionist people into their homes after living there for 75 years. You're going to push somebody up out of their home, move a random family into there, and then act like they're wrong for wanting you not to do it. Where in the world else does that be something that's acceptable? But we're all supposed to just act like it's acceptable because you're doing it to them, right? And what's the difference between when you're trying to slave my people or take from the native people? What's the difference? It's supposed to be fine, right? Because you deemed it appropriate. Happy Martin Luther King Day. These people don't celebrate nobody black. Not really. Not unless it benefits them. Tired of pretending. I'm tired of acting like pretending it's beneficial to the people. It's not. I'm tired of acting like these people's laws are meant to protect everybody. Indivisible with liberty for all. All who? All who look like you. And all who would dare turn against God and allow you to do what you do. That's all it's for. That's all it's ever been for. It's people who value money and are willing to step on one another to get to money so they can be in your back pocket. Certainly ain't about praising God. We know what you do to people who do that. But you chosen by God, right? Convince me you're not the Antichrist. Convince me you're not pushing forth revelations right before us all. When you're trying to wipe out whole last names. You're trying to kill 10,000, 12,000 children in a matter of 100 days. Tell me you're not pushing forth the biblical Bible revelations. I'm telling you, man, these people ain't no good. And we're supposed to act like they're the ones supposed to lead us into the future, like we're supposed to follow their rules and therefore get what we need. These people are trying to weaponize their own evil against us. And it's our children and our children's children that's going to have to pay for it. And want to act like they have you protected, but they don't even know how to protect themselves. Because everything they do is folly. You see it. Everything they're supposed to be hiding, doing in the dark, you see it in the light. They're showing you that they don't care if they are seen doing it or not. They're going to do it anyway. And my friends, it's the kids that have to pay for that. It's their generation that don't get to have happy homes and stuff because it's going to be bombs bursting in their air in retaliation for what has been done in this era. And their whole generation gonna be warring with one another because of things that were in control of the people who were grown in this era, who probably won't even be alive tomorrow. They're gonna be warring with one another, trying to keep up their beef. Because these idiots, while they're in charge, decided that they want to destroy an entire race of people. So the whole world got to fight. Generations have to fight 100 years from now because of what they did today. And I'm supposed to act like I don't see that coming because, you know, it's celebrity worship. Because football's on tonight. Because Martin Luther King told me to turn the other cheek. Like I'm not supposed to see this trickle down to a whole millions and millions of people being wiped out. Because we weren't on the right side of history. People want to act like this ain't happening. It's happening. They're wiping people out. 100 days, 102 days it is. But it's happy Martin Luther King. Because everybody deserves to be equal. As they wiping out everybody over there. I'm sorry, I'm over it. I'm over pretending, I'm over acting like I'm fine with it. I never was. I'm not confused. This is devils on earth running around pretending like they know how best to go about keeping what it is they have when they're actually putting it all at risk. Martin Luther King would otherwise want me to tell you this. We are in trouble. We are in trouble, America. We are in trouble, Western world, because y'all don't know now to stop trusting the Zionists and their movement. Because you don't know now to stop that, it may be too late when you finally understand that you should have. It's time to now stop trusting the media. It's time to now stop listening to music that tells you to kill one another. It's time to now to turn away from the ways that otherwise benefit those who are doing this and making their pockets richer. It's time to now look at their hypocrisy and call them out for it publicly with your voices. It is time to do that now. So that there will be enough evidence showing enough of you right now were not with it. Because that's the only evidence anyone needs to see around the world to keep them off your backside. You could say I didn't warn you. You could say the world didn't know this. But somebody is telling you this on Martin Luther King Day 2024. Y'all better use your voices while you still have them. Genocide is wrong no matter who you're doing it to, but especially if you're doing it to people who you've tortured for the last 75 years. The whole world is watching, especially while the whole world is watching. This should stop. Many of y'all don't want to do it. Many of y'all don't want to say nothing. Don't think it's smart to do so, afraid what you're going to lose and all of this, that, and the third. And I'm telling you, you ain't going to have nothing. You're not going to have anything. These people are going to try to destroy the entire country from the inside out. And this is how they do it. This is exactly how they do it. They hate America. And to a point, they hate anybody that was opposed to them, for that matter. While y'all sitting up here going along with them, they don't mean us no good in no way. And if you really dig deep into what these Zionists are really about, you will realize they weaponize themselves against everybody. In your little pocket, they try to separate you, try to make you feel like you're the most important or that you are worth nothing, whatever what most benefits their position, to keep you from having a conversation with somebody that doesn't look nothing like you, to thus find out that you need to start holding them accountable for what they've been doing for longer than 75 years, but especially for the 75 years they've been doing it to the Palestinians. They ain't never meant you any good. We can act like we don't see this. We can act like we don't matter. We can act like it's just going to keep going the same way. We can act like there's going to be a Super Bowl 30 years from now. Like nothing's going to change. But believe me, unprecedented change is imminent. You don't get to do this while the whole world is watching. Stand against the whole world when they tell you to please stop this, when they're begging for the lives of children. Let that happen an extended period of time to where people have gotten tired of seeing it and are still seeing it when they wake up every morning and think there's not going to be a repercussion for that across the world. There will be a serious repercussion across the world because of this. And so if y'all want to take anything from me, take that. I tried. I don't know how many people tried, but I did. I use my voice to tell y'all what I know. After 100 days of seeing this, I know we had better do something. We better act like we see this. This is not just one of them things where it's like, oh, that's a war over there that's been going on since the biblical days and it's going to continue. No, this ain't that. This ain't that because you're funding it, America. You're funding it, Western world. That's why it's not just their fight, because it's your money that's bombing those kids. It's your money that's wiping those people out. And that's why they're going to want to come after you for it. Their war has now become our war. I try to tell y'all, man. BDF 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.